Hey, Stephen, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening, or good afternoon, rather, Ed. I'm well. How about you, sir?
Great, man. Hey, listen, we've been having all kind of different people from all walks of life kind of checking out what we're doing here, and
Mhm.
a lot of business people, some realtors, but all, like I said, all walks. And my thoughts are just letting people know why three is such a viable company and how Mark Yule explains the thought process about
Mhm.
joining a company if you're an entrepreneur, whoever you are.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Mark's got a great analysis on it.
Yeah, I mean, 37 years in the business, and he was also an independent like or consultant, for the network marketing space industry. Uh,
Right.
so anyway,
Yeah.
we're just going to let Mark explain the reason behind, why he chose three and he grading five different areas of three and from a 1 to 5 thought process.
Right.
For me, because I consulted for the industry, I get the opportunity over my career to have two hats. One corporate hat where I've been, a corporate consultant, and then I've also been down in the trenches building, just like all of you for years and years and years. But I know what a good company looks like, and there's a way to really score it. I had this philosophy that you look at the five most important pillars of a company, and you can give it a report card, from 1 star to 5 star. And it really is, and the closer you get to a 25-star company, that's when you've kind of hit gold, if that makes sense. And the first and the most important one is management. It's like what is the management? Who are they? What do they stand for? And to me, that's companies fall and rise on leadership, period. Now, I've known Daniel Piku longer than any of you guys. So I know him 3 years prior to any of you guys. And honestly, he is probably the smartest guy. I tease him because he's so dang smart. I'm like, I'd love to see you on Jeopardy. I tease him because it's funny through the course of me knowing him, just how because he's got a photographic memory. There's nothing that goes in there. He sorts it in files, and he has to pause sometimes and he has to sort through his files to remember information. But chances are, Melissa, he probably remembers the exact minute that he met you, time, date stamped in his mind. He says, I met you on such and such date at this hotel. And I see him do that all the time. And I just like, it's funny that, and so, but the thing I love most about Daniel, he's a brilliant businessman. And this is a space that he just absolutely loves and he's passionate about. And I've never seen anybody that was more poised to take on that next level role than Mr. Daniel Piku. And as I've gotten to know all of the individuals over there, we're just very, very fortunate to have this level of leadership and compassion, understanding, and love and commitment. I've never seen anyone work harder than Daniel, ever. I always, I'm telling you, the guy just is a robot in that regard. So I always have to say, slow down a little bit. You don't want to burn yourself out. But his commitment is 5-star. I mean, who he is and what he stands for and his understanding and is absolutely 5-star. And so that's the first thing I look for. That's, if you've got that, then you can pivot and adjust and do amazing things. Second is product. This is just anybody that knows anything about who we are and what we represent. I don't even need to, it's a 5-star product. No questions about that. So then, you look at timing, and timing means different things to different people. But I always say, look, there is this concept called first mover's advantage. If you get a stock tip early, it can pay huge dividends. And we have that opportunity as well, is to get in at the very beginning. You're the first person on the block to have it. You can go talk to millions of people right now, and no one has ever heard of 3 International. So that is, and again, I don't think that timing will ultimately determine, that you can't go on and make millions, because I've seen some of the biggest players come in 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road. But I'll tell you what, getting in the beginning and getting that early stock tip is special, and it allows you to really get a jump start, especially if you're fairly new at the industry. And then you look at compensation structure, and you want kind of the latest and greatest. The thing I love about our compensation structure is that it really hits both of the best, kind of best of both worlds. One is you have a binary structure that allows you to go infinitely deep. And if you know the concept, this is kind of my specialty. You get security when you build depth. When you can go infinite levels of deep, to track volume, just sales volume, not multi-level volume, that is a powerful way to create security. Your security is in your depth. And then if you happen to be a really good, if you have the ability to recruit and do it better than other people, it's a personal reward. If you have the ability to bring in more people in the business, we call it the width factor, going wide. That's where the wealth really comes in. So you get the best of both worlds: unlimited depth, unlimited width, and you get to marry the two. And so this concept in a plan is the most attractive in the world. It's the one that is being heralded as the most genius of all plans out there, because it is just fair all the way across the board for everybody. And so I love that element of it. And then, so that's the fourth one, and I give ours a 5-star. So, and then the last one is the company, is their heart right? Is their compassion right? Are they willing to give back to the world and do great things in the world? And if a company is willing to give back, to make a difference in the world and bless lives, I automatically give them a 5-star. I mean, in that regard. And you look at, we checked all the boxes. Management, 5-star, in my opinion. And you guys can take it or leave it, but 2, products, 5-star. 3, timing, 5-star. 4, compensation structure, 5-star. Charity, giving back, making a difference, blessing life, 5 stars. And so I would say, look, this is how I evaluate companies. If I were looking at a company, and that's what leaders look at. So when they're looking at 3 from the outside, these are the 5 things that people are looking at if they're in the know. And if any of those are, and some you might say, well, geez, that's only their product. It's not that great. It's a 2-star. To me, that's enough for me to walk away. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if that helps you or not, but that's how I critique companies. And that's how I've taught. And I've written ebooks about how to choose the correct company. And that's information I can help you, as you go through how to select a good network marketing company. But this is as good as it gets. I've never seen this level of leadership where, honestly, there are hundreds of people that have made 6 figures in this company already, which I have never seen in 35 years. It's exceptional leadership and good people too.
Yeah, wow. Mark just hits the points right on the head like a hammer. Bang, boom.
Yep. No, again, he's been around. He knows what matters in a company and in the product line and in the financial and leadership aspects of the company as well. And
he could go into any network marketing company out there. He could get he could pick whichever one he wants because he's been around the block. So he choose straight. So that means something.
Yeah, same with our mentors. Again, they get calls from people all the time trying to recruit them into their thing.
Right.
They choose this thing, which is not a thing. It's absolutely a best of the best company on all fronts, as Mark just discussed.
Yeah, and we're going to see everybody up front and personal come Monday.
Yep.
We've been working pretty hard since February 20th. We got the team's growing. We're we're plugging people in, but the nice part is we've been seeing everybody over a Zoom, and now we get to see them face to face and really break some bread with them.
Yep. Well, a lot of good opportunity to bond and connect to a deeper level, and we're blessed to be a big part of the fastest growing team in the company.
Yeah. So when, like you said, when you when you see people on a Zoom, I mean, you don't really realize it, but we're going to really realize how big of a team we're growing here when we get out to Salt Lake City. Like over the internet, you really can't tell. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Faces on Zoom are not the same thing as a sea of people altogether.
Well, anyway, our next video, we're going to do another video in about 5 minutes. And the reason we're doing it, Mark kind of touched on the product a little bit. And he said it's, the first class, top line, like I said, there's nothing else out there like it. Well, we're going to have Dr. Dan Gubler on, and he's being interviewed by Amy Dunlap. She's our top lady in our group. And she's interviewing him, and she goes into why our product is the best out there. And Dr. Dan can really explain this. So that'll be our next video coming over in a couple of minutes. So look, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming by and visiting me and Stephen, and we really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on my first YouTube live stream. Now that I am finally meet the criteria to be able to do that, I'm excited about that. So yeah. We'll see
that's
you
awesome.
soon, folks.
So have a great day, and like I said, 5 more minutes, we're going to be back.
Okay, see you in a little bit. Thanks, guys.